I'm here today in Baltimore at beautiful Camden Yards because the Orioles are in the playoffs, and it's a real exciting time for Baltimore and for baseball around here. And also in about a month, the TCB workshop will be held here with my friends from industry, and really looking forward to that time to really catch up with people again. So today I'm just going to use this backdrop, this really amazing backdrop, to talk today about the latest news I just read last week on 9 to 5 Mac and on several other news outlets on the removal from the France market for the iPhone 12 on claims that found SAR radiation levels that exceeded the safety levels for human exposure to the human hand. So just for the broader audience's benefit, there are European standards that all manufacturers follow, like the EN 50566, that state the requirement to ensure wireless communication devices held in the hand will be tested properly according to the measurement procedures in EN IEC 62209-1528. And when it's measured, it needs to be shown it complies to the basic restrictions for localized SAR according to the official journal in the Council Recommendation 1999-519 EC. And that's in Table 1, Annex 2. And in French, it's called L'Absorption Spécifique, DAS. And between North America and Europe, that's the one thing that they agree on as far as the limits for the hand to be 4 watts per kilogram. And on September 12th, the French government said during routine market surveillance, it measured the hand SAR to be 5.74 watts per kilogram, which is 40% higher than the limit. So the Engadget article mentioned Apple prepare a software update to fix the issue, but there claims that there's no safety issue, but sort of blames the France testing protocols. So I'm not exactly sure what that claim exactly refers to, but I want to share my perspective just based on my 20 plus years of experience with things like this. So first of all, the basic test methods for hand or body SAR compliance are universally agreed upon everywhere. So a company like Apple and ANFR would agree those basic protocols. On the ANFR news about this on their website, they provided a link to how they do market surveillance on products for SAR and the robotic system that they use, and it's an industry standard system. So I didn't really see anything that was done out of the ordinary from what other countries use, and we'll see in the near future what the remedy was, and maybe we'll never know. But I'm not surprised the regulator has brought this up, because in the international standards community, the issue of hand compliance to radiation of smartphones is not something new, and in fact it's gaining a lot of traction because of multiple technologies that exist in the smartphones nowadays that emit from the device simultaneously, as well as some of the novel techniques used to maximize the antenna performance, still keeping safe levels when interfacing with the end user. So this video isn't throwing shade at Apple, but it's really just highlighting the fact that hand exposure from smartphone devices in general is becoming a big concern for regulators, and it's not going away. And I know in my past interactions with this company Apple, they're really actually conservative, and they test their prototypes to death to ensure things will for sure be compliant. So surely, during the development stages, Apple did their part to ensure things were compliant to the limits. But I'm just speculating, but this could be more of an industry-wide problem, where mechanisms to prevent the high levels of SAR may have to be re-evaluated and validated a little bit more rigorously. And different manufacturers apply different techniques and strategies to minimize the radiation levels while smartphones are held in human hands. So it's just a matter of whether these mechanisms work in reality. And regulators are actively looking at this to ensure these smartphones that are used so much and have these complex mechanisms are truly going to be compliant. And I'll put a link to the news article from the French government about what we talked about here. But if anyone has any questions or wants to talk to me about their own products, whether they're prototypes, you want to roll them out, or things already in the market in confidence, feel free to hit me up and contact me about SAR and RF safety compliance for your product. And my contact information can be found on the About page on my YouTube channel. So until next time, talk to you later.